Your Majesties, Ministers, Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen. The Queen and I are very happy to welcome Your Majesties back to Norway and to the Royal Palace. 8 years ago, we had the pleasure of receiving you for a friendship visit just after your accession to the throne. That visit underlined the close relations between our monarchies and our families. This time, Your Majesties have come for a state visit. This highlights the strong ties between our two countries. We are impressed by the way that you, King Willem-Alexander, and Queen Maxima have defined your own role as Majesties. It was no easy task to be the successor to a beloved Queen, my dear friend, Princess Beatrix. You have formed a genuinely modern monarchy based on who you are, with warmth and wisdom, a sense of humor, and a deep devotion to your country and to your people. I am grateful that the bonds between our monarchies are still strong. Through the close friendship between Your Majesties, Crown Prince Haakon and Crown Princess Mette-Marit, and also between members of your family and Princess Martha Louise. I wish you all the best as you continue your service to your country. Your Majesties, Norwegian-Dutch relations extend back many centuries. In the beginning, our relations revolved primarily around trade. But our cooperation today is based on far more than in economic interests. It is built on a shared values and mutual understanding. Norway and the Netherlands are close partners in the many multilateral forums where you both take part, such as the UN, NATO, the OSCE, and the Council of Europe. We are partners in the European Economic Area. We are long-standing allies in defense and security matters, and Norway greatly values the close cooperation with the Netherlands in all of these areas. Our countries are both maritime nations. For hundreds of years, the oceans have provided us with food, employment, and access to goods. Today, we are working together to reduce emissions from the shipping industry in Trondheim. And in Trondheim, you will see cutting-edge research that will help promote the green transition, both at sea and land. Our countries also have much in common when it comes to culture and sports activities. Dutch DJ Tiesto has a big following in Norway, and Kygo is popular in the Netherlands. For many years, we have enjoyed hard competition in speed skating, in sport that has been dominated by the Dutch for decades. And next week, the Netherlands and Norway will be facing off in a crucial World Cup qualifying match. When they last competed in September, many Dutch supporters thought the Norwegian fans were chanting Holland. In fact, they were chanting Haaland, who was the striker of the Norwegian team. So just to be clear, I wish the Dutch good luck in the game next week, but not too much luck. Your Majesty, we have a complex world, and people must show respect for each other's differences. It is essential that we learn how to express our differences openly in discussions, using words, not violence. I know that Your Majesty do impressive work in this respect. On several occasions, you have sat down with disputing parties and just listened. You give people the opportunity to share their innermost concerns and anxieties. Trying to understand each other's views is key. Respect for each other's differences is the foundation for peaceful coexistence. But it requires hard work and perseverance, as I am sure you have experienced. Your Majesties, as open, modern democracies, we share core values and interests. On this note, let me wish you welcome once again. It is a great pleasure for the Queen and I to ask you all to join us in a toast to their Majesties, King Willem-Alexander, Queen Maxima, to the people of the Netherlands, and the close and friendly relations between our two countries. Skål.
Your Majesties, Your Royal Highnesses, Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen. Your Majesty, thank you very much for your kind words. The Queen and I are delighted to be visiting you and Queen Sonja. Thank you for once again offering us such warm hospitality. We have so many fond memories of Norway and of exploring the country with you. Not just around Oslo, but further north too. Takk for sist. We have discovered the beauty of this country through your eyes. Nothing compares to the spectacular landscape of Norwegian coastline. A magnificent and immense sculpture carved by Mother Nature herself. So very different from the Dutch polder landscape, which was created by human hands. And together with Crown Prince Haakon and Princess Mette Marit, we explored the far north. An unforgettable experience. The Queen and I often think about our trip to the Lingen Alps and the intriguing words of wisdom we saw on a sign there. Relax. Don't rush. We're going nowhere. We are already here. Norway is a place where you can find peace, but it's more than that. More than simply a natural remedy for tension and stress. There's also tremendous vitality and dynamism in Norway. Just think of the ship of polar explorer Fridtjof Nansen, which we visited today. Fram, forwards. It's a fitting symbol for this country and its people. In many respects, Norway is a nation of pioneers. Okay, they weren't the first to reach the North Pole. But the South Pole, they certainly made up for it. Norway was the first country to introduce electric street lighting. It was a trailblazer in the fight for gender equality, a leader in social security policy, the first country to appoint a minister for the environment, and it was one of the first countries to enshrine the separation of powers in its constitution more than 2 centuries ago. There's a true bond between Norway and the Netherlands. After a somewhat rough start in the time of the Vikings, we have built a flourishing and close relationship. When Dutch people come here to live and work, they integrate with no problems at all. We see the world in the same way. Human rights, democracy, freedom. Words that are often used without much thought. but for you and for us, they're essential values, the very foundation for happy life. We greatly admire your country's efforts to strengthen the international legal order and foster a more just world. How can I best describe Norway? A bridge builder, a peacemaker, a global mediator. All three are fitting descriptions and have been for generations. As endless as the night can seem, the North shines a light that helps to reveal solutions. Across the globe, the word Oslo has a comforting ring. You are the proof that countries with a small population can make a big impact. And we support you fully, and we're always keen to coordinate with you on the world stage. At the UN, WTO, and at European level too. I know you're not a member of the European Union, but fortunately, Norway is a prominent and valued member of the European family. We also have an excellent working relation within NATO. For Dutch Marines, the winter training courses here in Norway is the adventure they cherish for the rest of their lives. To anyone familiar with the Netherlands' wet, cold, mild winters, the Norwegian snow and ice offer mind-blowing experience. At the same time, we in the Netherlands, just like you, are aware that the polar region we love so much is under pressure. The impact of climate change is especially palpable in the Arctic. This poses a threat, first and foremost, to the people who live in the region. But it's actually an alarm bell for us all. The Arctic is an area of natural heritage with which the entire world feels a bond. Norway was one of the first countries in the world to call for climate action. It's among the most passionate advocates of global climate agreements. And in that quest, you will always find us at your side. As one of the world's largest producers of oil and gas, Norway has a key role in the current energy supply. We, too, rely in part on Norwegian gas to get us through the winter. At the same time, as North Sea neighbors, we feel a grave responsibility to help facilitate the transition to more sustainable energy. On Thursday in Trondheim, we'll be meeting Dutch and Norwegians who are working together on this challenge. For example, by developing offshore wind and hydrogen solutions. And we're looking forward to that. And we sincerely hope that Prince Haakon will be accompanying us to Trondheim. We know all about his love for the oceans and his commitment to economic development that respects sea and coastal life. We're also pleased that we'll have the opportunity to hear the voices of the Sami people, who occupy such a special place in Norwegian society. Your Majesty, it is said that the Norwegian people learn to ski before they can walk. And last month we read that an almost perfectly preserved set of skis from the Viking period have been discovered in the ice on the Dingwarden mountain. 1,300 years of winter sports experience. No one can compete with that. So I salute the country that tops the Winter Olympics Games all-time medal table. A country that defies the elements and always moves forward. And now, allow me to raise a glass to the masters of winter, to the friendship between Norway and the Netherlands, and to your good health, Your Majesties. Skål. Skål.